Now it's time for our book segment. There's a lot of discussion about a new book that examines race in America. Arise News book editor Marva Allen is here to tell us about that book and some other new releases. Hey, Marva.
How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
Wonderful.
It's good to see you. What do you think about that robot at
the white robot?
Lowe's? Yeah. I kind of like that because sometimes it takes forever to find somebody to help you in those big stores.
This is true. This is absolutely true.
But I digress. Let's get to the book.
Yeah, well,
I like the title of this one. Who We Be.
The Colorization of America. And Jeff Chang, as you know, is an American Book Award winner for his definitive work on hip-hop, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. And he comes back with this very look at what he calls a four-letter word, race. And he is the head of diversity for the arts at Stanford University, and he argues there's just not enough representation. And he takes a look at the last 50 years, you know, to see whether or not are we even anywhere close to being post-racial. And the conversation is, he's asking that question. And he says, with people like Zimmerman, are we really any closer? And so he asks these questions, he answers them, and he feels, he concludes sort of that, you know, the world is going to be right. Somehow, somewhere, the world is going to be right. And if we believe Gersema's millennials, you know, these people are changing the face of race. And when race is mainstream and, you know, profiling is gone and perceptions are gone, what kind of world we'll be living in, you know? And so he's big on promoting the arts of diverse groups. He himself is Chinese American, you know, so it's a big conversation. It's a big conversation. And looking at it from the arts is something new because race, the four-letter word, permeates everything.
Yeah, very interesting, fascinating.
Very
book,
fascinating.
Right? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Jennifer Lopez, will she ever stop producing and working? She's got a memoir out. True
Yes,
Love.
and you know, this woman is only 45 years and she's been working for 40 of those years. This is an amazing, of course, you can't argue with the fact that she's probably the most famous Latin woman in America, maybe the world. You know, as a movie person,
recording artist, started off as a dancer,
actress, a philanthropist, you know, and a fashion designer. She has really come a long way from the block. And what this is she started writing a diary on the year after she got divorced and went on tour. And she said in writing the diary, she had to come face to face with some very, very transformative things, especially if she was going to be a good mother, you know? So this is, and she's still having a lot of trepidation about whether to let this book come out November 4th, you know? But she said, if my transformation can help just one person, and this is not a tell-all book, you know, sort of thing. It happens in a 2-year span, you know? So, but you know, you will get a few things, and you'll find out what she fears, and you know how she overcomes those fears. And you know, you don't think about people like that fearing anything,
right?
You know,
right.
But inside we're still
they seem
Jenny
bigger
from the
than
block,
life. Yeah,
you know, and those things face it. So I think you're in for a good night.
She's so popular.
read.
I'm sure that book will do quite well. Let's get to the last one before we're all out of time.
Yeah.
Marcus Samuelsson, one of the most celebrated American chefs.
He is. He's at it again. Marcus, of course, we all know him very well. All you have to do is walk in Grand Central or in Times Square and you see him on the MasterCard ad. You know, the Swedish young chef who has done some really great things in America. And he's at it again with his new cookbook called Marcus Off Duty. And these are the kinds of recipes that he cooks when he's at home with his wife and entertaining his friends, sweet doggy dogs, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm going, Marcus, when are you ever home?
When are you ever home? And can regular folk make the things that you can make? Did you look at the recipes?
You looked at the recipes.
Do they seem, you know, accessible?
Sweet doggy dog. You know, it looks like
I don't know what a sweet doggy dog is.
It looks like, you know, those things, dogs wrapped in batter. It looks like one of those things.
Oh, like a corn dog.
Like a corn dog.
Oh, okay.
But it's Swedish, you know, and he makes a special salmon. And so I'm just waiting on Marcus to invite me to his home, to the dinner party, so I can try out.
I think that's why he put the cookbook out, so that you could do it yourself.
Exactly, you know. So again, you know, he just keeps on moving, you know. I mean, he's now owns so many restaurants, and this is a great story. It's a great immigration story. It's a great, great American story.
Yeah, and his food is so good and so interesting.
Yes.
I'm curious to know whether or not I can make Marcus Samuelsson
Well,
food.
you know, when
All
you
right.
make this sweet doggy dog, let me know.
I will.
I'll be
I
over.
will. All right, Marva Allen, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll
All
see you
right.
next week.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, we reported to you just a few moments ago that an unmanned NASA-contracted rocket exploded seconds after liftoff. We wanted to reinforce that. It exploded from a commercial launch pad in Virginia. It bolted off its launch pad at the Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia and exploded seconds later. Officials are now investigating the cause of the accident. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.